Welcome to Muddy River News this week, furnished by Harvey's. I'm Bob Gough. Bruce Guthrie has been the executive director of the district for the past 7 years. Of course, it's been known as Uptown Quincy, the historic Quincy Business District in the past, but now it's just simply the district, the heart of Quincy. But as of November 15th, Bruce Guthrie will take on a new challenge as he moves a few blocks south to become the Quincy Area Chamber of Commerce Executive Director, or President. I'm not sure what his title is, but we'll find out. Congratulations.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it.
The official new title will be?
Well, I guess it's President and CEO of the Quincy Area Chamber of Commerce.
Because whenever you have these non-for-profits and such, some are GM, some are Executive Director, some are President/CEO. So
yeah, a lot of different titles.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, again, congratulations. And you're leaving the district on a bit of a high note, I would say.
Well, it's been a great 7 years, and we've seen a lot of changes and excitement in the downtown, and it's really started to ramp up this last 2 or 3 years. Even during a COVID time, we've just seen a lot of development, a lot of excitement in the downtown. The whole trend of shopping has changed. We've gone away from the malls and the big box stores. People want that more small local store atmosphere, and they also want to be able to walk around in a beautiful downtown like we have in Washington Park and enjoy all the great restaurants and bars and boutiques and see their friends and family, and their friends and family are owning businesses downtown and supporting those. So it's been a great ride, and there's so much more that's going to happen down here in the future.
Yeah, when we decided, the partners and I decided to open our new business, and we wanted to locate downtown, and found a really nice space here in the main center, and we've been very happy with it. And we've seen businesses start to pop up around here, and of course, especially as we are right here on 6th Street, there's a lot of good things happening right on 6th Street.
Yeah, there is. We've had over 20 new businesses in 2021. And one of the big things that's going to happen in the next few years is 6th Street. You've seen so much investment on that street. We're talking about millions of dollars from, buying a building and creating businesses. Great example, of course, is the Quincy Brewing, that building. And then on top of it, they've got 4 wonderful loft apartments. And we've seen that up and down that street. And so in the future, that's going to become more of a destination. There's a lot of plans to rehab that street, to turn it over into a beautiful destination where, that's where people are going to want to go and come downtown. But it takes a lot of people to do that, and it takes a community to come together with not only that business owner, but the city of Quincy, the district, other leaders, to make that a success. And that's what we've seen downtown, and that's what has happened, and that's what is able to us to have the success we've had down here.
And I think when you look at the downtown, and people will think of the square and 6th Street and going all the way to 12th, which is what your SSA is, but then also bringing the riverfront in that. And I know we have a bit of a challenge because of the hill and trying to get up and down that. But again, that is something that I think people should recognize, that the downtown does go from basically the river to 12th Street.
Yeah, the district is a Main Street program, and we're a member of the National Main Street organization, which is actually based up in Chicago. And there's over, I think, 1,500 to 2,000 cities across the country a member of this. Illinois has about 20, and they have an Illinois Main Street program themselves. So that has enabled us to create this environment, which our geographic area goes from the river to 12th, and then Broadway to State. It's over 90 blocks. It's one of the biggest Main Street programs in the country. I think there's over close to 500 businesses in that area.
And of course, the funding mechanism comes from the SSA tax that we talked about earlier, and that has gone through some kind of changes as well. And the Quincy City Council was able to approve a bit of an expansion of that has really helped out as well.
Well, it really has. When I started 7 years ago, the SSA was just a portion of the district, but that funding was to fund all of the district and help our organization. So we took a look at that and go, that's kind of crazy. Let's get this thing so it geographically matches the district geographically. And we went to the businesses and they were outside of that because it is a tax. The SSA is a tax, but it's a small tax. I think it's around 22 cents per $100 of valuation. And most of the property owners in the district are paying less than $100. But that's still dollars. And so, but that money goes to the SSA, and then we were able to work with the city, and I really and our board to create this 10-year SSA, which is just tremendous. It's, you know, we set a levy every year. It's $1 million deal for downtown, and that's so important to the downtown organization. Now that's a portion. You know, we have to double that in fundraising to run this organization. But that SSA is a really important part of our success.
And when you talk about the businesses and trying to get everybody on the same page, I spent the last couple of weekends, out and about a little bit. I was in Hannibal, then in Herman. I noticed that one thing that when they have their special events, Hannibal has, the folk life, and then we've had tin dusters, and then Herman has Oktoberfest, of course. It's those shops that they're able to adapt, and when these people want to come into your town, the shops have to be open. Is that something that the local store owners have been a little more receptive to do lately? Because if you're closing at 5 o'clock on a Friday, you're not going to get the benefits of a really cool event going on downtown.
No, that's been one of our challenges since I've been with the organization. I think it's going to continue to be. We keep working with our shops and try to partner with them or let them know about the activities that are going on. Tin Dust is a great example. We were able to do a promotion with them with about 15 shops where, it drove tin dusters in there and they had special hours. And it's something we continue to do. You need to be open when people are available or when people happen to be maybe downtown. So we're working harder with them all the time to expand their hours. And that is a challenge, because I've had that discussion with many people. They go, hey, I get off work at 5 o'clock and everything's closed. Well, we're working with I'd like to see a night where the whole district, all the businesses, one night a week, and everybody knows that they're open till 7 o'clock or whatever it may be. But that's something we'll continue to do. Businesses have challenges because they have labor and they have other challenges, such as a lot of them are family owned, or they're the owners that are working, so they got family and kids at home. Sure. So there's some adjustments that have to be made, but I think that's a fair point that needs to be addressed. And
when you look at having, again, those great events that, when we have Tin Dusters or we have the Q Fest or whatever, we really do have those events when people talk about, well, why isn't there anything to do? There are things to do if you just want to look at it and go. And downtown has really seen that come up. I mean, when I, moved out of, got out of college and came here and took my first job at KHQA. KHQA, of course, was at 510 Main. And downtown was rough back in the early 90s. And then, of course, the building we were in didn't even exist. We had the penny fire, which sort of, the whole from the ashes, this building came up. Andy Nicholson and Ken Heimer and those people put this together. And it has been a good hub of activity for businesses to come in. Damon Hurdle, of course, the anchor that's been here forever. And I think that, once you have this kind of commitment, the commitment that, like you said, with Quincy Brewing, and then the other things going on, with the folks, the Henninger company that owns the patio, looking what they're looking to do, the Illinois State Bank building, Derek Price's structure over on 3rd. We're talking to him later this week. All these kind of things and all these, if you just get a little bit of this, like you said, it's not one person. It's got to be a whole group of people willing to jump in and say, hey, I want to make this investment because I think this is great for the future of our city.
You're so right, Bob, and that's the only way it can be successful. I'm glad you're talking to Derek. He's a prime example of what can happen down here. And Derek came down here, and his company did the rehab of the O'Connor Wealth building. They did the Quincy Brewing building, and he said to me, my family and I, we just love downtown and we see the potential, and so we want to invest. So then they go over and buy the Taylor building there on the square. He 4 or 6 new apartments there. Brings in Jenny's Boutique on the bottom, puts his company's offices there. His construction firm has just really exploded. And then he goes, he came to me and said, listen, I'm seeing what you guys are doing, and I'm seeing the partnerships that are developing with the different community leaders, the city, the county, the Greta and everybody, and I'm seeing that, and what you're trying to do down at the riverfront. That's why I want to take the investment into the View 21 building that he's taken on, which is just an enormous project, but it's very exciting. But here's a young entrepreneurish guy, and there's several other like that, and we need more that see the potential of downtown, and they're putting their money into downtown and their passion.
And of course we talk about the shops and stuff, but there are also a lot of larger businesses that are still downtown as well. I mean, I know Kohl's still has a presence here, even though they moved their main shipping operation down south on 57, and then area distributors, because they've got a great space up there there that they're still trying to look at, well, maybe we can do something else up here along with just their regular basic business. So you've got a lot of a great mix down here, which is always crucial. So, well, let's have you put your other hat on. So what's the difference between going from the district to going to the chamber?
Boy, that's a really good question, Bob. It's been, of course, I've had a lot of thought on, a lot of discussion with the chamber board. I think it's an opportunity for me to kind of, I'm able to expand more into the entire community. I love that idea. I can still help downtown and do the things for the district, but now I can kind of take that out for the entire community. The difference might be in one thing is I don't think the chamber has as many events as, the district. Gosh, we were 40, 50 events when you count everything that we do. But what I love about the chamber is its focus on business. And that's what we need to do. We need to focus on the businesses in this community and make sure we're advocating for them, make sure we're helping them to be successful. In any community, as you know, when the businesses are successful, the community thrives and becomes vibrant, and all the things come together. So that's the main goal. We need a lot more communication with our businesses. We need to find out what they want, what they're looking for, because this world that we live in today is different than it was a couple of years ago, and how the adjustments are going to happen. So it's a big learning curve for me. I think one of the great things is there's a whole lot of people in the chamber, on the chamber board, who are invested in this community, and I'm really looking forward to working with them.
Of course, another big change for you is strictly membership driven, isn't it? You don't get any tax money sliding over to the chamber, right?
No, and the district used to be membership when I started,
right?
But that was always strange because even though we were over the whole area, this geographic area, somebody might be a member one place, but next door they're not. And so we changed that, and everybody in the district became a member. And then your property owners, your landlords are paying the SSA. Now the chamber is membership driven. That's a little different. So we need to look at our members there in the chamber, and we need to. And I'd be asking, what's the value of this membership? What is the value of what I'm paying? So we got to be able to show them the value. Now I know a lot of members do it because of the civic responsibility, but nowadays businesses are sitting back and they're looking at their expenses and what they're doing as a community involvement. So we've got to do a better job to letting them know what we do and how we're there to help them.
I have some friends who work with the state chamber, and Alec Messina is a part of that. He's their energy director, and of course Todd Maish, his wife Kim, of course, being from Quincy, and I know they're obviously very active in state lobbying. Do you see our local chamber as kind of having to do a little bit of lobbying? You probably have done it as well when you want certain things from the city or the county or whatever. That you got to wear that hat a little bit too, don't you?
You do. You've got to be part of that. Part of the chamber is the legislative end. And that's one thing that I've got to get more involved in. I've done some, discussion here at the district. And that's one of the things that we're sitting down to talk about. I know Phil Conover. Phil has been the interim director of the chamber. He's done a fantastic job. He and I have already talked. And he says that's one of his. He's got some goals and some objectives, and that's one of them he wants to talk to me about. We're sitting down actually this week and discussing more about how we lobby and how we get more involved on the legislative end.
And I think that that's one thing when people talk about the chamber, because the chamber, if there's going to be like if the school district says, hey, we want to look at doing a tax increase or what have you, they will go and they will talk to the chamber, say, well, ask your members what they think about this, and then a lot of times those organizations will either say yay, nay, or sit on the fence. So I think that's like you said, the legislative arm is a pretty big part of that. You also have a little bigger staff at the chamber than you had at the district.
Well, that is, yes. The chamber right now has two full-time and a part-time person, and that's, the problem with the challenge with the district has been, financially, it has not had the dollars to be able to get a staff. Now we've been able to hire one other person over the years. Now that's been open, and we're actually getting close to hiring that position, but that's one of the things the district has to do, and that's one of the challenges for the board. They've got to get more of a solid financial base, and so they can hire some more staff, because it's getting to be a bigger job and important for this community. And that is one of the things I'm really looking forward to at the chamber, to be able to work with a very good staff over there that's very enthusiastic and is already doing some great things in the chamber.
Well, again, congratulations on the move. I look forward to talking to you with a little bit of an update after you've gotten your feet on the ground over there in the Civic Center. And again, best of luck, because the things you do are certainly gonna reflect positively on our community.
I appreciate it, Bob, and I will definitely be talking to you and asking you to help us get our word out. And you guys are doing a great job here, and I look forward to it.
Thanks, Bruce. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's Bruce Guthrie, and I'm Bob Gough, and want to thank you for watching Muddy River News this week. Have a great week.
Spring is a perfect time for home improvement, and there's no better way to improve your home space than with new furniture from Harvey's, like this incredible leather set for a sleek upscale look. And don't forget about our accessories. Harvey's Furniture, our home, your home.